Hi everyone, welcome back to Momoiro Closet, episode 6, where we're now in the main story after passing the opening video in episode 5. So overall, Alice now has a safe place to enjoy her hobby of Frill and Lace, and that's at Reiji's place, and it's because his whole family supports Alice in her hobby. So that's Nayuta, Anna, and Ichika. And I'm pretty sure Ichika's happy because Ichika's a diehard fan as well and wanted to act out the transformation scene, and Reiji declined. But Alice will have to attend the Hanahime handicraft classes in order to justify why she has to leave her home for long periods of time on Sundays. So let's see how all this works out under the radar of her father, who wants to pass all these censorship bills for anime and manga. Okay. So we'll sew this guy up. Interesting. Alright, let's go. Okay, so it looks like Alice is here in her costume. And so is the sister, so Ichika. So when I head down to the living room a short while after waking up, I find Frill and Lace sitting bolt upright in front of the TV watching FNL. So pretty much he means Alice and his sister Ichika. So I realized that doesn't make any sense, but it's exactly what I'm seeing. Literally. Well, they're totally absorbed in the show. I better not disturb them. That's good. Oh, good morning! Oh, morning, Mom. Those two haven't even noticed I'm up. They're obsessed with it, right? Aren't they? Oh, I do love how they're so... I'll say, like, I'm not really sure what word to say. Like, they're just so into the show, they're pretty much glued to the TV. Well, surely there are less creepy ways of expressing your adoration. She just smiles and takes another sip of tea. Well, that's scary. So the fact that the mother, Nayuta, she exaggerates what's going on. It makes it sound much grand to the point where it becomes creepy. And I think she does like that kind of feeling. So the days I get started on my own breakfast, I bite into a crisp piece of lettuce and get to thinking. So what is Reiji thinking of? Okay, so Kagami Alice is a student council president, top student in school. And now, thanks to some bizarre misunderstanding, she spends every Sunday morning in our living room. Well, and I mean every single week. So she started taking crafting classes on Sundays. So he comes over to hang out before they start. It's like, well, I think the show begins right before crafting classes. So it's like, well, why not just come early and watch the show, get all excited, and then do the things that will make my dad happy. So sometimes it feels as though I'm still dreaming, but it doesn't look like I'll be waking up anytime soon. It's like, well, this is impossible. The fact that Alice is here. All the time. Well, most of the time. Uh-oh, what happened? So Kakamihara-san realizes her posture, drawing her legs out from under her. She clutches the cushion she's been sitting on to her chest and continues watching TV with her knees tucked up in front of her. So I think the costume, it does have some problems. Like, well, it looks nice, but then, I think, Anna and Nayuta used pins and needles to hold it together to make it look like the real thing. So, even though it looks good, it's not that comfortable. Well, I'm guessing she is like that when she's watching TV at home. Geez, Anna, not at this time in the morning. Come on. So doesn't she look nice? Doesn't she look pretty? Come on. It's your chance. Hey, why are you leaning in so close? And Christ, what's with those panda eyes? Have you been up all night? So I wonder what she was doing all night. So saying this, Anna joins the two girls in front of the TV. And it's kind of interesting that even Anna wants to watch this show as well. So mom works her way too hard. So whenever Anna visits, she ends up looking like a total zombie. Well, when Anna sits down next to her, Kakamihara-san finally realizes that I'm here as well. Oh, okay. So she secretly whispers to Reiji, "Oh, good morning." She quietly mouths a greeting at me and waves, careful not to bother Ichan, who's completely engrossed in the show. Okay, so that's the word, engrossed. Pretty much your eyes are glued to the TV, you want to watch every single little frame of what happens. I wave back. And then, notice the look I'm getting from mom. I wish he wouldn't stare at us like this.
Yay!
Okay. And I do have a feeling that the adults of Reiji, so Anna and Nayuta, they're kind of creepy, and it kind of feels uncomfortable when they're trying to push him to get closer to Alice. But anyways, so when the ending theme finishes, they both strike their same pose as the Frill and Lace on screen. While most children anime these days, they have little dances to go with their theme song, so that kids can dance along at home. Well, I'm pretty sure by the time it ends, you're not gonna see much. It just jumps into the advertisements. And luckily for Japanese shows, they don't have all those scary closing logos. And I think one of the most scariest ones, the Viacom V of Doom. Okay, so apparently Ichika's pulling Reiji in like, how is it? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Well, much better than before. Okay. Wait, is it time for class? Time for crafting school? So Kakamihara-san clasps her hand to her breast, gasping for air. My eyes are drawn to her flustered cheeks, and the thing or in the rising and falling of her chest. So basically her breathing.
Nani?
Oh, nothing. I just think it's impressive that you're able to dance like that. First thing in the morning.
そう？まあ、確かに学園に行くときより30分早く起きてるけど。
Well, it's exciting, and when something is very exciting, you will want to get up for it. Yeah, you did. And it's a Sunday.
何言ってるの？日曜だからこそ目いっぱい趣味に没頭しなきゃ。
Because it's the only day I can enjoy my hobby. Other days it's work.
それにせっかく特別教室開いてもらってるんだもの。
Okay. So if she took classes on weekdays after school, they'll probably end up running really late. So they decided to have them on Sunday mornings instead. Their main goal seems to be watching FNL when it first airs. So,
ちゃんとその後、なゆたさんやえなさんに手芸を習ってるから問題ないでしょ？ねえ、えなさん。
I'm pretty sure most shows in Japan, they only air once, especially for anime. And after that, if you want to catch it again, you have to buy the DVD or Blu-ray when it comes out later. And Anna has fallen asleep. So the person who actually came up with this whole scheme is fast asleep now, of course. But then again, she's tired. She always comes out as soon as I take my eyes off of her. So you're a pretty good dancer, you know?
実は歴代エンド曲のダンスは全部覚えてるの。密かなじま。
Well, not surprising. Well, that's pretty amazing. So some of them are pretty fast-paced. It must be hard remembering all those steps. Well, by the way, what season of FNL is your favorite?
当然、フリルとレースの出てる1期と2期。他の子たちも好きだけど、やっぱり初代の2人が一番だよ。
Well, I'm a hardcore FNL. I like the original, and I don't like anything else after that. Yeah, so like, you're hardcore, and most people prefer cuff and applic. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. Applicate these days.
3期のフレアとかのかっこいい系も好きだけど、やっぱり王道の可愛い魔法少女かな。
Well, I do admit that some of the other seasons are good, not just the first two, but it just happens that the first two is better than the rest.
だから今期になって初期面の2人がまたメインになってすっごく嬉しいの。
So some people probably say that, or some people say that FNL has gone downhill in recent seasons. Well, I think it happens a lot for most seasons for most shows that run too long. And that's why this season has brought the focus back to the original two heroines, giving it a good mix of both old and new characters. Well, you can argue that's really managed to breathe new life into the franchise. A reboot, trying to, well, to say it harshly, trying to get more money out of merchandises, get more fans.
本当、今期のフリレスはお祭り会って感じで毎回楽しみすぎてね。さて、そろそろ暗黒のロンドンを舞い踊ろうぞ。
Okay, so now that the show is end, let's do some more dances. Let's do the other ones.
あ、練習再開？了解。
Okay.
あ、でもえなさん寝てるのに。
Well, they can go somewhere else to practice, not here in the living room. Don't worry about her. It won't bother Anna if you keep on dancing. It'll take more than a little shuffling around to wake her up while she's dead asleep.
じゃあ音はちょっと下げて静かにやろう。いっちゃん、それでいい？天使の舞い散る羽のごとく静かにやるのだ。
Okay. So the two little princesses happily take their places in front of the TV. So rondo meant to be danced in a circle.
こらこら、黙っておいてあげなさいって、寝癖くん。
Hey, don't ruin your sister's fantasies. The Kakamira-san playfully pats my sleep must head. Okay, I forgot to take a look in the mirror this morning. I better head to the bathroom. Okay. Okay. So I return once I wash my face and smooth down my head or my hair. The girls start practicing their dance moves. And I watch it for a moment before going to the kitchen to help mom prepare lunch. Oh, so it's almost lunchtime. So they're really into it, aren't they?
そうね。二人でできるのがよっぽど嬉しいんでしょうね。
Yeah, that's true. So Frill and Lace definitely work best as a combo. They have very distinct personalities. Frill's something of an air or a hothead, while Lace is usually cool as a cucumber. And the poses they do when transforming and the dance that accompanies the theme song really need the two of them to work. It's like, well, the dance is designed for two people, and if it's just one person dancing, then it kind of feels weird and things don't correlate very well. So I'm sure that doing them with a friend must feel completely different compared to doing them alone. There you go.
今のだいぶ良かったよね。って、いっちゃん大丈夫？休憩しよっか？
It's like, well, we've been dancing all morning. Maybe it's time for a break. So what do you say, Ichan?
我が金賞に休憩の2文字はない。やるかやられるかまで続けるのだ。
So for Ichika, it's like well, I'm not done yet. I'm not finished yet. I still have more energy. I can do more dances. So, don't leave me behind. Don't let me do it the rest by myself because I'm gonna get bored.
了解。じゃあ今度こそノーミス目指していこう。
And hopefully Alice can keep up. Not sure how much energy. I'm not sure how much energy Alice has left compared to Ichika. So they seem to be having a lot of fun.
そうね。あれでもう少し余裕があるといいんだけれど。
Okay. Well, surely she's far more relaxed now than she's doing what she loves. Like, well, this is her hobby, her interest, and of course, she'll do things with excitement, and that kind of equates to being more relaxed rather than being tense.
そうね。趣味は全力でって姿勢。お母さん好きよ。
Well, that's good, especially for a mom.
アリスちゃんの。
So what's wrong? Huh? So what's that supposed to mean? Well, don't be so suggestive. Now you've got me curious.
まあ、これもいい機会かもしれないわね。
Or what? She takes another sip of tea before placing her cup back on the table. So hopefully Ichika's now tired and it's a good place to stop and, well, to save your energy, don't spend it all.
惜しかった。いっちゃん、もう少しで完コピだよ。
So I think this one's a little bit more complicated. They are not really good with this dance yet, so they're trying to practice along the way.
今度こそ決めてみせる。
Okay, at this point, it's best for both of them to rest. So they gave each other a firm nod, just like the real Frill and Lace. Okay, so the mom stops both Alice and Ichika to come. Boom, TV off. That's it. Please, just another dance. We were just gonna begin. So I think they're watching it on DVD or Blu-ray, and or maybe it's one of those TiVo pay-per-view or like one of those hard disk recorders for the TV.
ネクストステージに登る前に2人とも脱皮してお風呂入ってきなさいな。汗だくね。
Well, it's good that you take a bath because you're all in sweat. You've been exercising / dancing throughout the whole morning.
お風呂。わかった。アリスも一緒に入ろう。
Okay?
いいよ。ってナユタさん、お風呂をお借りしても？
So I think I was like, well, it's kind of bad that I'm using or borrowing your bath because it's your place.
もちろん。
It's okay. Who cares?
じゃあ行こう、アリス。ちょっと待って、いっちゃん。
Well, I still think that Ichika still had energy.
その前に、アリスちゃん、ちょっといい？
But I was like, oh, before you go, let me have a little talk with you first.
はい、何でしょうか？
So when Alice smiles at her, Mom takes out a small digital camera.
飲む前に写真撮っておく？まだ撮ってないでしょう。
So how about some photos? Well, I'm not sure if Alice is going to be okay with it this time, given that she doesn't want anybody outside of Reiji's family to know about her little hobby. And having pictures like having some kind of evidence. And if it gets into the wrong hands, that's pretty much gonna rip Alice apart. And I remember during that meeting in the very beginning where Alice told Reiji no photos.
でも私今汗だくで。
Well, I'm not in the best of condition. I'm all sweaty. I'm ready to go to the baths, so I'll look really bad in the photos.
それは大丈夫。私がちゃんとケアしてあげるから。
So I think they can, well, I'm just gonna use photo editing to make it look really nice and shiny.
それはじゃあレイジ君カメラ担当ね。はい。
So I wonder how Nayuta is gonna make it look okay for Alice and not make it look all sweaty and worn out. Huh? So wait, me being as the cameraman?
は
Okay, yes. So I'd love to know why that should be my job, but she's signaling me not to ask any more questions.
ーい。ほら、いっちゃんがお風呂で待ってるんだから早く。
Oh, hurry up! Let's get this finished so that you don't leave Ichika out alone in the baths. Wait, is that okay?
せっかくだし。
Okay, so Alice agrees to some photos. So I take the camera, though she looks a little bashful. Kagami-san doesn't seem to mind the idea. Well, not too long ago, she didn't want to have or leave any trace of the fact that she made her own costume, let alone wear that thing. I can hardly believe this is the same girl. So apparently now she's more comfortable with her hobby, she's willing to open up a little bit more, and now it's okay to have some pictures of her. Well, I'm really glad that I brought her here. I point the lens at her.
変じゃないかな。
Okay, so the photo shoot begins and Alice is already concerned. You look fine. You might want to try smiling a bit more though. Yeah, well, smiling's important. It'll make the picture look good, and that's a very important element.
いや、それはいきなり言われてもちょっと難しいかな。
But for Alice, it's hard to do so because she's already nervous.
よく考えたらこれスカート短いんだった。
And she's now worried what she'll look like in the costume when she goes and sees it herself, because it's kind of embarrassing to look at what you are wearing. So she starts tugging at the hem, and to be honest, her fidgeting is only drawing more attention to its length. So she's basically emphasizing how short her skirt is to Reiji.
羽島くん、もう撮ってる？
So have you already taken pictures yet, or you're still on the fence? No, I'm not yet. Hey, Mom, is this setup okay? Shouldn't we use a reflector at least? Well, why a reflector?
いいのいいの。プロの現場じゃないんだから気楽に気楽に。
Well, that makes sense. Like, well, we don't have to go that far like a professional. We don't need all those extra frills like the reflector, the lights, maybe even a backdrop. But it's Kagamihara-san's first time. Wouldn't it be better to do it properly?
きっちりかっちり決めた感じのいかにも撮影って感じより生写真風の方が案外いいものよ。
Well, that is true because you get to see how the person is naturally normally versus someone that's basically forcing a smile to look good, especially for a portrait.
レイジ君もそっちの方が好きでしょ？
And plus, you do like it that way, right? Hey, don't go looking for my seal of approval. It's like, well, it's really bad if you want me to say yes to everything, because it kind of feels like the mom, Nayuta, is inconfident about her opinions. Well, she does have a point though. I guess I do favor more natural shoots. There you go. Well, it's actually rather alluring. The contrast between a mundane setting like this and something genuinely unique like cosplay. I'm not sure what that means, but anyways. So suddenly I realized that Mom is staring at me with a knowing grin. And apparently she's up to something suspicious. Well, oops, I'm pretty sure she knows exactly what I'm thinking of.
さあどんどん撮って気に入ったのだけ残してあとは削除しましょう。
Hey, come on, let's take more pictures. It's good to have more than a few because we can always delete the ones that we don't like.
お互いにプロじゃないんだから気楽にね。
Okay. Good advice.
そうですよね。それじゃあよろしくお願いします。あ、羽島くんもよろしく。
Okay, so let's start taking pictures. Alright, here it goes. So peeking at Kagamihara-san through the finder, I can easily tell how nervous she is. And we can tell as well from this graphic here. Because if she's not smiling, she's looking concerned. So determined to not let her rub off of me, I focus on just the mechanically pressing the shutter. So he's just gonna click the picture. And I wonder if he did get all the settings right, because you usually want to focus and make sure you get a crystal clear image versus one that's blurry. And if Reiji just randomly clicked the shutter, he probably got a blurry image of Alice. But anyways, looks like Alice ruined the first shot with that little eep. Huh? Wait, what is it? You're acting like the camera's some kind of deadly weapon. Well, I guess you can say that.
違うの。光ったのにびっくりして。ごめん、気をつける。
Okay, the flash. So basically that really bright flash is scaring Alice. So I think it's good if Reiji turns off the flash for the other shoots. Yeah, that's a good advice. There you go.
大丈夫、大丈夫。そのうち慣れるわよ。
But I don't think it would be that fast for Alice to get used to flashes.
それよりも、せっかくだから何かポーズ取ってみたら？
And now she's pushing it a little too hard. It's like, okay, so how about you make a pose? Given that Alice needs some time and adjustment to get used to pictures. So she's already having to get used to wearing this costume. She'll also have to get used to the flash. And now, okay, how about in a pose?
ポーズですか？でもそれは。
So wait, what kind of pose? Like, how am I supposed to do it?
ほらほら、ここまで来て尻込みしてる方が恥ずかしいわよ。
Come on, something that represents what you're wearing. The way that you're standing makes that costume kind of wasteful.
それじゃあ、こうかな。
Okay, so like this. So Kakamihara-san bashfully assumes a pose. However, nervous and inexperienced she is, she's giving it her all. So at least Alice is trying her best. And it really is a heartwarming sight. And even Reiji appreciates it. That's good.
はしまくん、黙ってないで何か言ってよ。
It's like, well, just say something, because if you're just staring at me, it kind of feels like there's something wrong with me and you're afraid to tell me, and that makes it quite embarrassing for me. Yeah, it's looking good. Well, stay still now. Okay, here it comes. So I wonder if he was able to get a good shot from those 3 takes. Okay, so I take a couple of shots of the same pose, but every time I hit the shutter, she flinches and lets out a squeal. So I'm pretty sure all those photos were pretty bad. Well, I never say it to her face, but she reminded me of a little squeaky toy or something. Maybe like Wheezy from Toy Story 2. Well, still not used to it.
自分でもよくわからないけど、ピカッとするとちょっとびっくりしちゃう。
So the flash is still scaring or surprising Alice.
もしかしたらアリスちゃんは光に敏感なのかもね。すぐに慣れると思うから頑張ってみて。
Okay, just have more practice. I'll give you more flashes, and eventually you'll get used to it. Interesting technique, Nayuta?
はい、そうですね。せっかくここまでお膳立てしてもらってますし。
Okay, so I'll try still.
はしまくん、もっと撮っていいよ。お願い。
Okay, so give me some more shots. Okay. So fighting off her embarrassment, she composes herself once more. And it makes me feel as though I'm sneaking photos of something that really doesn't belong on camera. Well, if it's a photo, it belongs on camera no matter what content it is. And though I'm the one behind the lens, I can feel my own heart starting to pound. Well, she's like a visitor from another world. No, not in the sense of having jumped out of an anime or whatever. It's something else entirely. Well, that'd be creepy if it was some random creature that was able to pop out of TV. But then again, that's what happened to Belle in Kokoro Function. So her outfit is just extraordinary. I can almost reach out and touch her. Well, not that I dare. Well, better not do it, Reiji. And I find just watching her through the camera lens like this is perfect, in fact. And before long, I'm preoccupied with taking photos. Okay, so hopefully Reiji's technique at taking photos is improving, and he's actually making sure the focus is correct versus just randomly clicking that shutter. And I wonder if she's starting to get used to the flash. Her little squeal are getting much softer. While Mom wipes some sweat from Kagami-san brow and smooths down her clothes.
そうだ。ここに通うようになってもう1ヶ月以上経つけれど。
So it's
ご
like
感
a,
想は？
so it's like well, how's our service? You've been coming to our place quite a lot.
すっごく楽しいです。
It's good, but she's still not smiling.
フリレスの話が心置きなくできるし、いっちゃんはすごくいい子だし、何より気が合うし。
And the fact that she has someone to share her interest of Frill and Lace with, Ichika, it's like, well, that makes it very exciting and worth coming here.
なんか人様のお宅なのに自宅以上に気兼ねなく過ごさせてもらっていて。
And the fact that, well, I'm pretty sure my dad, the diet member, is not going to approve of this hobby.
すみません。ご迷惑でしたか？
But then again, I kind of feel like I'm using you guys too much. I'm using too much resources from you. I'm having you, so Reiji, Nayuta, and Anna and Ichika do extra things for me, even though I'm not supposed to ask you. And
まさか。レイジ君もいっちゃんに付き合って遊んでくれるけれど、やっぱり男の子だからね。
I think it's like, well, maybe it's my turn to return a favor. But then again, the mom's like, well, it's okay because at least our girl Ichika has someone to play with, and I'm pretty sure you're better fit to play with Ichika than Reiji because Reiji's a boy.
娘に同じ趣味の女の子の友達ができて、私も嬉しいわ。
There you go.
本当に手芸教室の件も含めていろいろとお世話になっていてありがとうございます。
And plus those crafting classes as well.
ありがたがってくれているのなら一つ質問いいかしら。
So how about a quick question?
正直に答えてね。
Okay, so I want to hear what you have to say about this question.
はい、何でもどうぞ。
Okay, anything?
何でも。それじゃ
So I wonder what kind of question it is.
あ、アリスちゃんはいいオナニーしてる？
Wait, what kind of question is this? So I'm not sure why Nayuta is asking this question, because this question sounds very strange and ambiguous. Hey, Mom, what on earth are you talking about?
別に答えなくてもいいわ。聞きたいわけでもないから。
Really? But it sounded like she really wanted an answer when she's like, well, I want you to answer truthfully.
でもね、ここしばらく見てきて思ったの。あなたのオナニーは不器用だなって。
Wait, so why is she bringing that word up, masturbating?
はい、私、人前でそんなことしたことありませんよ。
Okay, now the mother Nayuta has opened up a can of worms. It's like, oh, I did see you have that kind of stuff, and
何も直接的なことだけが慰めじゃないわ。 単なる比喩よ。
Okay.
こうして自分の趣味に興じるのも広い意味では欲求不満の解消行為、オナニーと言えるでしょ。
So basically we're looking for that thing that would trigger your hobbies or get you to expose yourself and show us who you really are.
ああ、そういう意味ですか。
Okay. And she's smiling. Not a good sign. So seeing the relieved look on Kagemihara-san's face, Mom shoots me a compelling glance. Is she telling me to continue taking photos? It's like, hey, now I got Alice all worked up. This is gonna make a good photo, so Reiji, click that shutter button. And it seems like it was a deliberate move on Mom's part. There you go. So she's trying to draw Kagemihara-san out of her shell a bit. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing her open up a little. It's like, well, at least I get to see a different version of Alice, and I do know that she likes Frill and Lace, and I really hate it when she tries to suppress it just because of other people and what they really want Alice to be. And I think that's true in a lot of cases, even in real life situations. Even I have to go through that as well.
でも私のどこが不器用だと感じるのですか？
So what's the problem that you see in me, Mother Nayuta?
自分でも大体わかってるんじゃないかしら。
Well, you know.
だってここに来るたびに無理に満腹になろうとしてる。
Ooh, very good instincts. So Mom slips her hand around Kagemihara-san's waist.
まるでここに詰め込めるだけ詰め込もうとしてるみたい。それ
Okay. So her face suddenly reddens as she apparently realizes the implication. And I quickly hit the shutter, capturing it for posterity.
趣味っていうのはね、好きって気持ちの塊が向く矛先だけに繊細なの。
Outlet for love?
ここに乱暴に詰め込むだけでいいの？
So things like, well, happiness will come if you're able to share your interests with someone else. And if you keep it all to yourself, then it's not gonna work because only you are gonna enjoy it. And I think eventually it gets boring.
お腹撫でないで。
Or I think it's like, well, if you have to be concerned about what other people think of you and what they think of your hobbies, then that's not gonna make anything exciting. And that's what I want you to get out of. Like, put that aside.
よーく考えてみて。
So just think about it anyways.
考えるって何を？好きなことに恥じないオナニーができてるか。
I think Nayuta needs to use better words than masturbatory. Just making the conversation way too awkward. So before I have time to think, I've gone ahead and snapped another photo of her.
私お風呂に入ってきます。
Okay, so I think this is getting way too much for Alice. So it's like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a bath and I'm done.
ごゆっくり。
Okay, enjoy! Very interesting ending from the mom. Hey, was that my fault? She's obviously ran away because I took that photo, right?
かもね。取られ てることを思い出したって顔だったわ。
So things like, I kind of saw that she was letting loose of her, and we're starting to see what the real Alice is like. Wait, why do you get such a kick out of teasing us, Mom? It's really creepy, asking her something like that out of nowhere.
あの子、なんだか見てるだけでいじめたくならない？
But I can tell, that's what she is on the inside. Wow. So maybe the mother, Nayuta, has good sixth sense. Wow, so that's not exactly very motherly of you.
ママ、レイジ君、最後に撮ったの見てみなさい。
Okay, so I want to see what that last photo looks like. So curious as to why she's interested, I have a glance of it myself. So Kagamihara-san is stretching her hand out toward the camera, hiding her face. Your typical do not take a picture of me pose. Well, still, her lips are more than visible through the gaps between her fingers, and it looks like she's smiling, at least a little. How am I supposed to interpret that?
突然逃げて変に思われてないかな。
Okay, so Alice is now in the bath. I'll go ahead and stop here for this episode. So it's quite interesting the way Nayuta was asking questions to Reiji and Alice. And she does have a point. It's like, well, you do have a hobby and it's good to make use of it, enjoy your hobby, and at the same time, not be worried about what other people think of you, what other people expect from you, what other people want you to do. Because if you let that bother you, then you're not going to enjoy your hobby. You're going to be in fear, always concerned, and such. And I have a feeling that the mother Nayuta is kind of like Kei. If you remember from Purina Party, she's like the leader. And like Kei, Nayuta really can sense what is really inside the person and has all these different ways to make it stand out. But obviously Kei's the leader for Pure Girl, and that game, the theme is porn. So obviously when Kei got the girls living with the main character to expose what their inner desires are, it led to a pretty big mess, and I'm pretty sure the main character, well, it's a mixed blessing, so I can't really describe it. And finally, with that photo shoot, it kind of felt like Lovekami Divinity stage. And it was like, take a picture of me, I just want some shoots. And even though it was a practice for both Reiji in this game and for Yamato in that game, in the end, it kind of became like a seduction indirectly. But anyways, we're going to see how it continues down the road and what Alice's true desires really are. But first, she's going to enjoy her lovely bath with Ichika for our next episode. And with that in mind, I will see you later.